Seasons of life, seasons of life, how empowered women navigate with change, with grace, and power. That's the topic today. Welcome back. Alicia Zoe Calla, the Empowered Woman. And gosh, this is coming up because there's so much noise or press right now about women going through menopause and perimenopause. We didn't even know what this was back then. And I'm a Gen Xer and I'm turning 50 this year and I'm in perimenopause, I guess. That's what they say you're in before you go through menopause. And it's interesting because the Gen X generation is not going to go quietly is what they say. So of course our generation is the one that's making all the noise to figure out what the hell is going on with our bodies and what is happening. So this has provoked me. And then of course, on top of that, Peter Diamandis is talking about growing, longevity. And then you have Tony Robbins with Life Force. And then you talk about Gary Brecka. My husband's like really into him. A lot of people are. And we're doing all these different things and people want to know, what are you doing? It made me kind of think it's kind of a cool video topic for the empowered woman, right? Talking about the seasons of life that women go through. And it doesn't define you is the number one thing I want to talk about. Just because you're in a season of life, that is not who you are. That's not your identity. It's just happens to be something you're going through. And I think that's something to remember and that you're just moving through it. It's a process and a journey and to stay true to who you are through that whole process. And, women evolve constantly. I always say women are like the moon and different things of nature because the moon has different it goes from full to half to crescent. It's constantly changing and the waves coming. I think that we are compared to nature because nature is constantly changing, just like women are. Not that men don't change. I definitely think men go through their different aging process as we see, but women in particular have true markers that you can definitively see the changes in life for women. And we're not meant to stay the same as just a reminder. We're meant to change and it's pretty powerful and exciting. And so instead of being dread of it, I think you should empower yourself with the thought of like, what season of life am I in? And how am I going to navigate it and show up the best version of myself would be my suggestion. Just remember, we're not linear people. We shape shifts. Right? We shape shifts. When I went to the relationship trip with Tony Robbins, he had this whole section about women and all the different hats we wear. Sometimes we're the maiden, and when we're young and youthful, we can act that way. Sometimes we're the wise warrior, we're the sage, we're the queen. We can wear different hats and go into dark and light. And women do that. We shift and go back and forth. And I think it's really important to be fluid and allow ourselves to have that flow. So we're not linear. So don't think that you're linear and don't be pushed into a box of being linear because it's not like A, B, C, D, E. Every woman is in a different path. Every woman ages differently. Every woman gets their cycle at a different point. Some women have to have early hysterectomies or have issues. Some women have menopause very, very late in life. Some people have it very, very early. Just like getting periods. Like I don't think I got mine until almost high school. And I think my niece got hers in elementary school. I've seen girls really young getting them. It's crazy, right? Just like women are having babies at all different points in their life. So some seasons that women often face, just as a reference, because if you're a woman, the things you're facing or you're going to face are being young and single, like coming out of college, figuring things out if you're not going to college, working, finishing school, being under your parents, then living on your own, potentially, right? Or in a dorm or in a group setting, then being career driven if you want a career or figuring things out. That whole lost phase of your 20s or just trying to figure things out is so delightful when you look back on it. It's like so innocent and sweet, but when you're in it, you're like, this is so hard and tough and I wish I just knew what I wanted. And that's like when you date and you're getting serious and you may or may not be getting married during this period. Then you have the childbearing years. That's very interesting, having no babies to one babies to two babies to maybe up to 3 or 4 babies, 5 babies, 6 babies, twins, triplets, all those things, right? Fertility challenges with marriage. Maybe you're getting divorced now, getting remarried, dating, breaking up, all those pieces of all that mess. And then going from when you do have your kids, going from infant to toddler to elementary school to the teenage years. Oh my Lord, the teenage years, I'm in that right now. And then empty nesting, right? One of my children is 18, getting ready to turn 19, but he still lives at home, but he's in that whole balance of navigating, I want to be a man and be on my own, but he's still living with us, right? There's an identity loss that kind of comes from that too. When you have all of your children leave, I don't think we're ever going to have anybody leave is what I've determined, because we have a 7-year-old and then an 18-year-old and one in the middle. So we're that family that by the time the youngest leaves, we'll probably have grandkids. But again, that's unique to us, right? So everyone's different. And maybe you just have one child, or maybe you just chose not to have children and you're just be bopping around town, which is kind of cool. But those are kind of some big key things that happen to women. And now, of course, perimenopause, and then menopause, into dealing with your aging parents and taking care of parents and illness and maybe sick spouses, and maybe you're sick and maybe not, health changes, right? Retirement, all that kind of stuff. And each season does ask something of you different. And there's an unknown in each season. As much as you study, read, and learn, talk to people about, there's an unknown because everything is unique to you and your journey. And sometimes that unknown and uncertainty freaks you out and you may go into a complete crisis. I think that is something important to recognize. And if you're starting to feel ruffled or anxiety about it, just recognize and be kind to yourself and say, hey, this is new. I'm still learning. It's like relearning yourself in a renewal way. And there's something sacred about that, I think. You know, it's kind of cool. It's like that first day of school feeling, right? When you were a kid, you don't really know what to expect. So give yourself a little grace to say, like, I may mess it up or I may navigate all this because I don't know what's going on yet. And it's okay. Empowered women learn to adapt, be flexible, right? Like fluid, like water, and not abandon themselves in this process. I think sometimes you feel like you're losing touch with yourself. And I don't think that's true. I think you're just relearning who you are in this place. And what happens is that we push through it and we reject our needs because we think we're supposed to have this way. So an example would be, I used to be really into working out like crazy hard. Like I ran marathons, I did the boot camps, the HIIT workouts, like all the crazy stuff. And all of a sudden, like my body's like rejecting that type of working out for some reason. And I had this guilt about it. Like, ooh, like I'm not going to be fit anymore, or this is happening. And what I realized is that it's okay. I'm just going through a different phase of my life and my body just doesn't want that anymore. And that's okay. It's not a measurement of me being healthy and fit. It's just that my body wants different things, right? That's an example. I think empowerment for you would be learning to adjust your rhythm in life and adjust what you need and not compare yourself to how maybe a colleague or a peer is doing it. Like I have a coaching client that's into this thing called High Rocks. I don't know how they do it, but they're like super bionic people, like super fit and all that. And I like watching, and I make a joke. I'm like, I'm eating potato chips as they're working out and admire it. I think it's incredible, but I have no desire to do that. And I'm okay with that. And I think there was a time in my life where I would have seen something like that and it would have made me felt like there was a challenge for me to do that. And that's what I'm talking about. Then that would not be true to me because I really don't want to do that. But in the past, I would have pushed myself to do something because I felt like, well, they're doing it and they're my age, so I should do it too. So I don't know if that lands with you, but that's something you may need to put in check, right? It's weird because I think you kind of start to relearn yourself and go, oh, that's weird. My shoulder is weird today. Like I'm having all these weird wonky things right now. And like my eyes are failing me. I have to wear reading glasses. That in itself is very humbling, I will say. I understand too. That's why I'm so drawn to the healing space and energy healing and growing, because I know that us humans are built to be resilient and evolve and grow. And I think that we're blocking that growth from ourselves. And I'm really excited to thrive and grow through all the chaos and relearn myself and help other people navigate it. So I'm just curious what exactly you do to keep yourself grounded through all the seasons of life and not feel like you're losing your mind. A lot of people with children, I think, kind of have that chaos and think, is this ever going to end? And then when the kids leave, they're just really sad. And so that's why I say you have to be present and understand you're just in a season. It's not forever, number one, and that success looks different in every season, and it's okay. Success with a mom with toddlers that we're just talking about. I just coached a client today, and she's so frazzled with showing up as a mom and just being exhausted all the time. And I'm like, girl, just take a day off. Like, why are you doing that to yourself? Tell your client, no, I can't. I'm tired. Sleep in a little bit. You don't need to get up at 4 a.m. to work out if you're not sleeping. So important. You gotta sleep, people. And success during when you're an empty nester is different. Some of my empty nesters are almost like bored. I feel like they're just like chasing their kids because they don't have anything else going on. And so they go and start trouble, I feel like. So just trust that whatever season of life you're in, the success looks different. And so learn to adjust as you go along and pivot. That's really, really huge. Redefine it. Like, figure out what your alignment is and redefine what that success mindset is for you, what that growth is for you, what you need to motivate yourself to do different things, right? What is the goal that you want to achieve? That may change. I think that's why getting into new hobbies, learning new things, getting into your friend circles at whatever season of life you're in is so, so critical, especially for women. And some of the things you can use, like tools for recalibrating yourself and when you're in different seasons of life, would be, if you're a young mom, getting with other young moms because they're going through the same thing you're going through. If you're going through menopause, getting with the women going through menopause because you're going through the same thing. And understanding it's not just taking medicines, but it's functional health too. I'm so excited that life is now introducing us to other ways of doing things. I'm on all the things. I take a glutathione spray. I take NAD pills in the morning. I'm doing those hydrogen tablets. My husband's bit Gary Brecka guy. He raves about them. And I will say I don't need coffee as much now. That's the truth. I sleep better. I'm more alert. And, we have a biocharger. That's, to give us red light therapy and sound therapy and all these things. I exercise. I meditate. I do all of those things. I try to drink tons of water. And those things do matter. And I think I look pretty good for 50 this year. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, do your weekly check-ins, do them with yourself, journal, honor your physical changes. Like, I'm not 25 anymore. I'm going to look different. I'm going to have lines. I'm going to have a little bit different skin and hair and need a little bit more sleep. And I can't recover as fast as I did when I was younger. I don't really drink anymore. And actually, I don't miss it. And it's okay. And set your boundaries of meaning, like your borders of like what you will do, what you won't do, when you need to go to bed, when you need to rest, all those things. And ask for help, people. Ask for help and celebrate your evolution and not the fact that I'm not here because I want to be here. And not just looking at achievement, but like looking at the past of all the amazing things that you've accomplished and grown and done in your life and the things to come that you get to experience and how exciting it is. You're just not meant to stay the same. As much as we want it to stay the same, change is inevitable. It's guaranteed in life and it's exciting. You're meant to evolve and grow and do different things. So embrace it versus fighting it. Again, allow and let it unfold. Whatever season you're in, whether it's joyful, whether it's difficult, whether you're going through night sweats, all that crazy stuff, or not sleeping because you got kids, or because you're going through this change of life, you're still the same woman. You're still her. You're still that person. Your soul is still you. You get to write and rewrite and edit and change. And that's what being an empowered woman means. And it's exciting. And if you're navigating all this, and I would want to feel more grounded and have a conversation, please reach out and schedule a one-to-one with me. I'd love to do a little free call with you and see for a match, starting to really open up that whole practice for me and helping women with that one-to-one walk in life. And until next time, embrace all your seasons, see where you are now, and give yourself grace and love. Bye.